before I forget, if you haven't already, download your copy of Money Your Friend, my new book. I'll put the link below. And please leave a rating for it. It takes about 20 seconds. You can click on the link below to leave a rating on Amazon. It helps people find the book. If you've read the book, leave a rating for it. If you don't mind, I would appreciate it. And I want to talk more about Money Your Friend today. So if you've missed, first of all, my suggestion is to read the book. But if you've missed some of the videos I've made recently, particularly the last video, I'll put a link above to it, which is basically just like a workshop that I did about the book. I think that the workshop and the previous videos from last week are going to be helpful in terms of, making the advice in the book more personal for you. So today, continuing on that point, I think I'll probably make this video and a few more perhaps about the book and its contents. And like I said, in the workshop, if you have any questions for me, just feel free to email me at info@radicalcounselor.com in regards to the advice I share in there. But today I want to talk about something that we hear so much in the particularly the law of assumption community, but the manifesting community at large, and that is this idea of like controlling or directing your imagination, right? And it seems like when we hear people talk about controlling their imagination, a lot of times it's like you're controlling your imagination to like somehow change or manipulate your external reality. And, you read Neville, you read people like Neville, obviously that makes sense. But the way it's talked about online a lot of the time, it does seem like that word manipulation comes into play, right? We always talk about SP issues and stuff like that here. And like, that's what I see in the SP community a lot of time. And I see it in general in the law of assumption community where people are trying to like manipulate certain things. Like really, that's the word, manipulate. And I just think that's an awful way to go about applying this advice. I think you want to work with things and work with your imagination, control and direct your imagination in that way, in the same sense where like you control your arm movements, right? You control your imagination, right? In that sense. And like if you want your arm to be stronger, you can lift weights, right? And you still have control over your arm and your arm can get bigger and stronger. Well, your imagination, you can control it, or if we want to use the word manipulate it, in that same sense as like your arm, if we think about it that way, right? But it's like it should be like a loving, gentle practice, generally speaking, right? I mean, this is about like following the golden rule and enacting the golden rule in our life more. And for me, and I know a lot of you watching this channel, like that's one of the more gratifying things about applying law of attraction, law of assumption, manifesting principles, is that it helps us enact the golden rule, do unto others what you do to yourself, more in our life, right? So it's not about manipulation. It's about really like just working with and conciliation of like your mind and your body and your external events, becoming more at peace with your mind, becoming more at peace with external events. And you know what? If you become more at peace with your mind and with external events, your external reality starts usually to reflect that in some significant way. I just think that's a lot more of a healthy way to look at this stuff. And of course, that goes for money as well. So often, we hear manifesting advice in regards to like manifesting wealth. And it's like we're trying to manipulate something to get money, manipulate our own mind or manipulate something in order for more money to show up. And I don't think that's sustainable and healthy for a lot of us to do. It might work for some people well, but I think the idea is to feel like you have more control and direction or like power within your mind, within yourself, so that you feel better about money. and that money then flows in and out of your life more fluidly and more naturally. And in the book I talk about how money is always flowing in and out of our life. Always. We have no choice in the matter. It's always coming in and coming out. And the more cool we are with that, the more appreciative we are about that, the more, dare I say it, like joyful we are about that, the better our relationship is with money. The less it bothers us, the less it worries us. I'm not giving you like how to make money advice here. I'm giving you advice that's helped me and many other people I've worked with in the sense of like feeling better about money. And if you feel better about money, your financial situation, whatever it may be, or, stuff that comes up tends to work out better, more easily, more fluidly. We become less stressed about money, and then money becomes less stressed about us because of the lack of manipulation. This may seem random, but it's not. I was just thinking before I got in the car, because I wanted to talk about this subject. I made a podcast episode, and I'll put a link above to an episode I made about like Jocko Willink, who some of you know. He's like a famous Navy SEAL. And he's got this quote, I'll paraphrase it here, but basically like he's like, people talk about like mind control, right? As in like you're controlling other people's mind. He said, that's never what interested me. He said, what interested me was controlling my own mind. Right? And that's like what we're talking about here. It's not about like manipulating other people or, financial situations to make more money. It's about like working with your own mind and directing and controlling your own mind so you naturally have a better relationship with your finances. And then money tends to find you more easily and more willingly and more happily if you do that. That's what Money Your Friend is about, a large part of it. Yeah. So I know a lot of you watching this video have not read the book yet, and there's no pressure to read the book quickly, but, download it now and start looking at it at your leisure, I would say. And again, if you like it, if it's helped you, please leave a rating on Amazon, because that means that more people will be exposed to it, because that's how the Amazon algo works. So yeah, if you have any questions about cultivating this relationship, read the book first. And if you have further questions, by all means, I'm happy to try to help answer them for you. Until next time, enjoy being more friendly with money.